Great. Yes, it is that time. We'd like to officially call to order our Harrisville City Planning Commission meeting on the 8th of June, 2022, and welcome all guests and visitors, and welcome our other commissioner online. It looks like she's the only one that's attending online. Grateful for your attendance. Happy that you're showing an interest in the affairs of the city. Let's move. Before I forget, we would like to excuse two of our commissioners, Commissioner Elmer and Commissioner Smith, who are out today. Okay, let's move on to agenda item number 2. That is approval of our Planning Commission meeting minutes for May 11, 2022. Entertain a motion for those minutes.
Had any questions about them? I thought they were good.
You're right to bring us back.
That's any other questions? I'll make that motion to approve the Planning Commission minutes from May 11, 2022 as written.
I'll second.
Okay,
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, good. All right, let's move on to agenda item number 3, discussion regarding the conditional use permit number 134 for office and warehousing for wholesale and retail business located at 2458 North Highway 89. Jenny, do you have any information that you want to share with us on this?
Yes, thank you, Chair. We will just review the staff memo that was included in your packet. It gives the background. An application for a conditional use permit was received from applicant James Giles on May 7, 2022 for property located at 2458 North Highway 89 for office and warehousing for wholesale retail business. A letter of permission has been received from the property owner, David Skeen. And the findings on this application are Harrisville Municipal Code in the use table for commercial and manufacturing uses, retail or wholesale sales of products not manufactured on site and stored and sold completely inside an enclosed building with no outdoor storage or display is allowed under a conditional use permit. The basis for issuance of a conditional use permit are outlined in the following items, with consideration to the location of parking lots, access ways, delivery areas, and on-site vehicle circulation patterns. The location and use will not create an unusual pedestrian or vehicle traffic concern in the area. The orientation of driveways will direct to major streets, and if there are, in this circumstance, there are no local streets, all access is onto Highway 89. The parking locations and size, if they're encouraging side street parking, which they won't, they have quite a large parking area proposed. The hours of the peak use for traffic volumes will not create an issue with surrounding areas and uses. The building design is consistent with the surrounding area and is already in place. The hours of operation should be listed similarly to the neighboring businesses and locations. The location and size of the outdoor storage area, and excuse me, that is not applicable in this. They will not have outdoor storage. So the proposed use is consistent with the Harrisville commercial uses. It doesn't have any unresolved violations. We'll review that in a moment. It conforms with the land use and master plan for Harrisville City. It will not lead to deterioration of the environment, and it does not include any pollutants or anything like that. So staff recommendation is a positive recommendation for approving the conditional use permit subject to compliance with Harrisville Municipal Code. This staff met on dated June 1st, and all other staff also included, just for your review, the location of this property. If you're familiar with its location, 2458 North Highway 89. There's also the site plan, letter of permission from the property owner, David Skeen, allowing for this application to be considered. And this is the site plan that was proposed, including the parking space, the building, and the access points for the business. Do you have any questions for staff?
You know, the parking lot on the north is just for employees. It's a smaller parking lot.
This parking lot, there are additional businesses on this property, so I think they've outlined the area that they anticipate used for this specific business.
I was just surprised they put both sides and that parking on the one side.
Yes.
So that's why I asked that.
It's a fair question. The applicant is here and the property owner as well. If you want more.
Yes, I would love that.
definition on
Can
that.
the applicant come up, please? Please give us your name.
My name is James Giles. So I'm one of the owners of Food Fitness. So we have very small staff. So I know most of the parking will probably be just a couple spaces. We'll probably, I know the landlord, David said we'd use the north side on the parking, but we only have like there's one or two of us that'll be using it. And then if it did get bigger, then we'd probably move over to the other side.
I was just intrigued by the people entrances.
Oh, yeah.
How many parking stalls do you have listed there?
I think is there 2 or 3, and then there's also some in front of the building. There's 3 parking spots in front of the building.
31 total included, 33 including those 2, 6 of which are 5 of which on the north side. There's 5 there, the 33 total.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I understand. So this is it's going to be a retail business, and you're going to have products that will be delivered to your home.
So it's a retail wholesale business.
Okay.
So what we do is actually a lot of our products actually go overseas, and we ship them directly from the production facility that we usually an OEM company that we manufacture. But we are starting a kind of an online business, and so there we will actually probably about 6 months before we get that started. But we'll have a small amount of products there that we will probably just be purchasing and shipping through like UPS or a smaller. We'll probably deliver them. It's not a large business. Most of it's international. But in our larger warehouse, we may store some bottles for some product that we have to have on hand. But it's pretty minimal.
So most of the business is warehousing, shipping far away.
I would say that we do, like I said, we are shipping some of it because of the way that we sell the retail. And because it's health supplements, and we do have to get a GMP certification with the FDA, we do have to follow certain guidelines, and we do have to sell product in the United States.
So can you tell me what kind of products you've done?
It's a lot of customer base, a lot of just vitamin and mineral supplements. So everything has to be there has to be some type of storage control, temperature control, but there's nothing harmful. I think it's all good.
So you'll be putting that together in this facility?
No, most of it all be finished product, so it'll be boxed. We may do some boxing, like if there's single items, boxing them up. We may store bottles there, which sometimes the manufacturers, they are short bottles, so we'll buy the bottles and store them and bring them to them to fill. But other than that,
but nothing that's toxic.
No, we don't have any.
Doesn't sound like we'll have any issues with this. When the building's already there, pretty consistent. You're not bringing a ton of extra traffic to 89 that would already be on 59. There's no delivery circulation.
Any questions, Brenda? Okay, you guys have any questions? Okay. So do we need to mitigate anything? What about business hours?
probably be just normal 8 to 5. It's just, you know, when we're shipping stuff, we have to ship it out by 5 o'clock. So it'd be just normal business hours.
Do you anticipate receiving product outside of those hours?
We don't. And like I said, we won't be receiving a lot, so it'll usually be, they would call and set up a time during business hours.
What about the lighting for your parking lot? Sorry, any additional?
I can address that. Yes, there is lighting in the parking lot. It'll be kind of empty. Let me kind of explain why we done that. I know the property well. They've got about, as you can see here, about 6 spaces here, a couple here to park, and then there's about a 12-car guest parking that they can use that's not part of it. They haven't asked for a need for all this, so it could be used in common, but who's to say that if one of them products was stuck in a semi or something unusual, which they said a smaller delivery, there will be amp space for them to be able to create and do what they need to do. Their overall goal is that probably would never take place, but it's there if a truck come in and agreed upon with me. So the parking spaces there, we didn't account for as much as the accessibility of being able to get in and out.
So when you
and here you've got lighting here, 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 and then around the building. Okay.
Thank you.
You bet.
So when you have product delivered, is it usually delivered by Sunday?
It depends. I mean, I think starting out, it's not going to be. So it just depends. I'm not sure what the amounts are. So.
Box trucks. I work in that industry too, so.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate your time. And it sounds like a great project.
So Chair, we just had one more follow-up item with that. If you remember, this property had a previous tenant that was out of compliance. We have pictures showing the improvement and the cleanup of that project before you make your motion.
Thank you. That's not a violation.
Yes.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Just wanted to show that for the record, that this is the current state of the property before this conditional use permit.
Super. Wow. Okay. Well, if there is no other discussion, I'll entertain a motion to approve this and forward along a positive recommendation.
I'll make that motion. Motion to approve conditional use permit number 134 for office and warehouse for wholesale and retail business located at 2458 North Highway 89, subject to compliance with Harrisville Municipal Code, the staff memo dated June 1, 2022, and all other staff or agency requirements.
Very
I'll
nice.
second that.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Very good. Okay, motion passes. Thank you for wanting to do business in Harrisville.
There is a
Yes.
there is a 10-day appeal period. Once that time frame has completed, we will have a conditional use permit available for them to enter.
I was just about ready to say that. You said that. You just reminded me. It's like, that's great. Okay, let's move on to agenda item number 4, staff follow-up. You're welcome to stay if you'd like and hear us on the last 2 agenda items, or you're welcome to leave whatever you would like to. So any staff follow-up?
So I do. I have one item, well, 2 items actually, but they're both related. So you'll notice that we have the Land Use Institute has provided ground rules, these books for your study and purpose to familiarize yourself more with land use regulations in Utah. So those are complementary of the Land Use Institute. And also Craig Call, the author of the book, is actually going to be newly appointed as our appeal authority at our July City Council meeting. So anticipating that.
It'd be nice to see that experience.
Yes, very much so. We're happy that he accepted. And so that relating to that, some of you attended that land use training in February. I do have everyone's certificates that were there. Kevin, did you attend? Excuse me, Commissioner Shakespeare, did you attend that training in February that you remember?
I did not.
Did not.
That was
Okay.
February was my issue.
Yes. So Brenda, I just don't have a copy of your certificate. If you still got one, if you'll just email it to me. But
I will. I will. That's funny because I gave you a copy of during one of our meetings, but I can send it to you.
I thought I had remembered that. I'll double check my.
Okay. I have it sitting on my desk. You're fine.
I do have the others. So the training hours are completed by Commissioners Holbrook, Nelson, Smith, and Averill. Commissioner Shakespeare, you were here. I checked the attendance for our Open Meetings Act training that we did. So you have that. And Commissioner Elmer will need to complete his. So available options to continue that training are available on the Land Use Institute's website and also the Utah League of Cities and Towns. So I can send you links.
Also, this training is online as well. So I did mine online. So you can watch that. It's really interesting. And he goes through the book, and having the book would have been really nice during it because it has pictures and more in-depth on some of the cases.
So if you'd like to just send me the completion, all of those trainings give you a completion certificate, yeah, then we will take care of that. But yeah, that's all of those.
Thank you for helping us to fulfill the requirements.
Some of us are done with training, but we still need a few people to finish their training for the year. You have a year through December.
Don't tell me that.
Actually, it's supposed to be up to July.
It's an annual training, so I suppose it depends on when you last met your requirement, but they want it to be done.
Thank you. That's great. Okay, any other? That's exciting.
That's straightforward.
That's just awesome. Well, thanks to all of you for all the work you did. Helping to prepare us for tonight's meeting. I appreciate that. Scattered tonight. Gymnastics, okay. Any other comments, Brenda? Okay, it's great to see you. All right, well, if that's the case and there are no other comments, then let's officially adjourn this evening's Planning Commission meeting. Thank you, everybody.